Good morning. Day 25 of 84. Don't do what I just did. I just had a moment. So I made a cup of coffee without a cup of coffee. See, you need something to go here, because if you don't, what's going to happen, it's going to go into here and then everywhere else, because that's what I just did. I started my coffee and then I turned around and I went to go start my second K-Cup, because I used 2 K-Cups, because if you just use one, it's not as strong if you use 2. And what ended up happening was I looked over and saw coffee everywhere, and I was just like, damn it. So don't do what I did. Make sure you have a coffee cup under your coffee maker before you make countertop coffee. Okay, this morning I was 228.6, so I weighed exactly what I weighed last Thursday. Last Thursday was Thanksgiving, and I had Thanksgiving dinner, which put my weight back up. So I'm curious to see, now that I'm tied with last week, this week, what my weight does this weekend. And keep in mind, I'm not having Thanksgiving, and I'm not cheating during the week because of Thanksgiving, and I'm also not taking animal cuts. So we'll just see how this week continues to go. It's hard to say what's going on, right? Because it's like I'm matching my weight from last week, 228.6, like I was last Thursday. But the thing is, it's like I'm not taking the animal cuts. So if I was taking the animal cuts, would my weight be down below this? Or this is just where I would be at? Because if I ate, see, the biggest problem was I ate Thanksgiving dinner last Thursday. So that threw off my weight for the weekend because of the massive amount of food that I ate on Thanksgiving compared to what I normally eat. But then again, I'm also not taking the animal cuts. So not taking the animal cuts could be affecting my weight loss as well too, along with the water retention from the diuretic from the animal cuts. Like I said, I'm interested to see how this week goes and where my weight ends up falling to by Sunday, because of the difference of taking the animal cuts. If I don't lose any weight this week, then the next week I lose another 2 to 3 pounds, then it's like, yeah, okay, cool, the animal cuts, man, they definitely work. But then again, at the same time, it's like I also threw everything off last week by eating Thanksgiving on Thursday, but I continued to take the animal cuts. So I really wish Thanksgiving didn't fall last week, so I could have had a better controlled test, because now I'm just kind of like, man, dang it. Like, what is the actual, like, effectiveness of the animal cuts versus not being on it? Because is this just a result from Thanksgiving, or is this a result from the animal cuts? But I'd be willing to say it's a result from the animal cuts. The reason why the massive slowdown, because I'm not waking up and peeing through the night like I was. So, I mean, there has to be something to it. I'm going to be completely honest. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and finish my walk. Chicken and carrots, consistency, consistency, consistency. Oh man, it was warm this morning. The temperature was actually in the 60s, and now we're supposed to drop down into the low 50s. The wind picked up, and now it's misting and drizzling. So if you're standing in the warehouse, it's really comfortable, but if you go outside, it's like, dang, it's pretty cold out here. I'm just ready for the weather to kind of level out and get back to being nice, but it happens, this is just the part of this time of year, but it's mitigated, and you can still enjoy it as long as you have enough chicken and carrots, because that's what gets you through the day, right? Gets me through the day. I think the closest thing I get to a chip is my bell peppers. Eating those when they're raw, they're sweet, which is delicious, but they also have a very good crispy crunch and a snap to them, which I like. I like crispy food. I like crunchy food. Like, I love corn chips. One of my favorite snacks is popcorn and corn chips. I love them both. Crispy and crunchy is the way to go for me. But I would rather lose weight, be in shape, and look great over eating corn chips, popcorn every day. Once a week is good enough for me on my cheat days, but the problem is every time I have a cheat meal roll around, I can never remember what I wanted to actually eat when the time comes. It's always like, oh yeah, it's cheat meal, it's time to cheat. And it's like, dang it, what was all that stuff I was wanting to eat again? Crap, and I can't ever remember it, and then I just go, I think I'm just gonna eat this. And then the week rolls around. I'm just like, oh man, I should have ate this, that, and the other. It's a vicious cycle. But to be honest, my grilled cheese sandwiches, my sourdough grilled cheese sandwiches, and my milkshakes have been amazing. And I do look forward to those. Maybe I'll add some chips. Maybe I'll do some corn chips this time. I'm gonna eat now. Also, a little tidbit. I used to hate chicken breast. I used to have to always drink water when I ate chicken because of I could never swallow it down. My mouth would dry out. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that no more because I have to drink so much water to get the chicken down. I'm so full from the water, it's annoying. I said, I'm not going to drink any fluid while I eat anymore. I'm going to force my mouth to have to learn how to release saliva while I eat so I can actually swallow the food. And it took me about 2 months of choking down chicken and taking forever to chew it down small enough to swallow it. But now, even eating this crap, I season it the way I like, but still my mouth waters on its own now and produces saliva. And I'm able to actually swallow it down. Now when I drink water with my food or any type of fluid, it actually makes it seem like it dries my mouth out. It actually feels like my mouth dries out whenever I actually drink fluid with my food now, which is crazy, which I actually prefer because it makes it easier to eat food if you don't have to sit there and slam water. Also, this is what I'm talking about right here. Real quick, look. It's crunchy. I like crunchy. I'm going to finish eating this and then get back to it. It's time for chicken and rice. Once again, my favorite meal of the day has arrived and only felt like it took 2 weeks to get here, especially because I have been hungry all day. Man, I woke up last night hungry. I've been hungry all day. I weighed the same that I weighed last Thursday, so hopefully that's a sign that I'm about to get my abs. Yeah, right. Oh well, anyways, I'm gonna go make my coffee. I'm gonna eat this, and then it is workout time for chest. It's chest night. Oh, time to get a good chest popping pectoral pump. And the best part of working out is Folgers in your cup. Nah, I love that black silk Folgers. It's so good. It hits the spot just right, especially on a cold, wet, rainy, miserable day like today. Man, coffee just hits different. And then, especially whenever you have a chest night coming up, man, it hits real different. All right, I'm excited about tonight, not because it's gonna be anything really crazy or new, just because I get to be in the gym again, clanging and banging, because this is my home, away from home, in my backyard, at my home, so it's still my home, within my home, at my home. So let's go ahead and get this workout going. This is probably not the smartest idea, going up to the 70s. My shoulder's bugging me a little bit. I have some impingement in my back and I can feel it. Kind of rubbed it out and it feels better, but that front delt is just kind of like bugging me a little bit. But you know what? I know it's like, oh, that's stupid, dude. You're gonna hurt yourself. Well, maybe, because I can hurt myself easily with the 20s as I can with the 70s. So if I'm gonna hurt myself, I might as well make it worth it, right? Let's make it, damn, cinematic? No. Climactic? No. Dang, I can't remember the word that I was looking for. Oh, well, let's make it interesting. Here we go. Not exactly what I want to say, but whatever. You get the point. Okay, mindset. Big and strong, impressive. Be impressive. Be bigger and stronger than others and more impressive than anyone else. I mean, that's the point, right? It's all about the ego. Oh. Okay, so I guess all I needed was heavier weight. So that felt good. I was really hoping for 10. That's okay. 4. There's always next time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This workout's definitely a lot better than last Thursday's. Last Thursday, I could not get mentally in here. Thought I was going to get that one. That's okay. Let's do a drop set. Last Thursday was Thanksgiving, and that was a terrible time being in here after eating all that Thanksgiving food. I thought it was going to actually work to my benefit, but it didn't. It just made me feel like crap. I was tired and worn out and mentally checked out. Well, I got to make up for it tonight. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. 5, 6. Come on. Dang. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm losing fat on my head. 6, because my hat feels so much looser. 9, 10. Ooh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dang it. Oh, I'm always so disappointed when I can't get that last rep. 1, 2. This is that part when people say, reps in reserve. Don't go past failure. Don't even hit failure. Don't do it. You won't grow from it, says the guy with the 13-inch cannons. Nah, that's ego lift, man. I like ego lifting way more. I like training for my ego. It's fun. It's a lot more fun training for your ego. Bragging rights. Who cares about your form and your technique? 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, yes, we get another one. But yeah, it's like, let's be so real. Let's be so for real, right? It's like, if you're powerlifting, you're like, oh, I do it to beat myself. I am my competition. I train to be better than how I was yesterday. You're a twat. Like, train to beat the other person that you're competing against. That's who you train against. That's what you're training for, to beat them, to get first. You're training to be the best person that day on meet day. If you're bodybuilding, you're training to win first. No one trains to lose. No one goes, oh, gee golly, I sure hope I come in last place because someone needs to come in last place, and who better than me? No, and what's it for? Bragging rights. I won first in my meet. Yeah, I won first in my bodybuilding show. I won first in my strongman competition. It's bragging rights. It's all bragging rights. No one wanted to be Mr. Olympia because they didn't want to brag about it. It's all for your ego. 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, that's it for the intensity. Now it's time for the volume. We're gonna move to flat dumbbell press, and get some volume in 5 sets of 20. What you're about to see is me using the 65s in some crazy partial reps. I don't lock these out. I don't go as deep as I can. I just kind of stay right in the middle with these. And I know you might be thinking like, well, you're not getting the full potential of the stretch reflex eccentric fascia stretching of the, I don't care. Like, I like to break my workouts up into different movements, right? So incline press, I feel gets a nice deep stretch. Also, gets a full range of motion. Not really so much the lockout from here up to here, right? So that's a big, deep range of motion. Well, these, I like to kind of stay mid-range. On the dips, that's my lockout area. That's my lockout. That's what gives me the lockout. Whether I'm pressing down, pressing up, or pressing straight, that's that. And then I finish off with pec deck and low cable crossover, which is the squeezing movements. So I do a bottom to mid, and then I do a mid, and then I do a mid to bottom, right? Which it's like, well, this is the top, but it depends on how you look at the lift. So if you're talking about dips, it's bottom to mid. Flat dumbbell press is mid. And the dips would be mid to top range, because even though you're pushing to the bottom, it's still technically top, I guess. And then 2 squeezing movements. And it works for my chest. You can't argue results. You just can't. At the end of the day, you cannot argue with the results. You can bring in all the science you want. You can bring in all the literature you want. I don't care. I care about what is my body responding to. And this is what my body responds to. I found out that if I use full range of motion on every single movement, I'm too tired to lift any weight that's significantly heavy enough to grow. So pick a full range movement, and then pick some partial ranges and go freaking heavy. Pick some shorter range of motion that you could go really, really heavy on. Force the muscle to be under a stress from the load it's not used to, from being too heavy of a weight that it can handle, and then go to a full range of motion to get the stretch. You could do both. You don't have to do one or the other. And you will benefit greatly from doing both over just one or the other. Ask me how I know. How do you know? It's because I'm doing it. Oh, that sounds like it's some bro science. Well, I'm a bro. I'm also a scientist. And you're going to be like, wait, you're a scientist? Where did you study? I studied at the School of Hard Knocks, right? That's tried and true. Street cred, right? Street cred. All right, anyways. Let's do it for the ego. Remember, it's always about the ego. I don't care about the science. I care about the ego. The main reason for the bicep is to be impressive. The main reason for the pecs is to be pectoral popping through your t-shirt, to show dominance over everybody else that's walking around with 13-inch cannons telling you to tuck your elbows when you're doing a lift that you're outlifting them on and looking better. So I don't know, man. You sure sound like you're talking a lot of shit about a lot of people. No, I'm not. I'm talking shit about a certain kind of person. If you're offended, well, maybe you need to reassess your lifting. There it is. 20 beautiful mid-range partial reps to get those pectorals popping with that pump. A perfect popping pectoral pump. And then you're like asking, like, well, how did you come up with this? What led you to this anomaly of figuring out a different way to approach training? I liked what they did in the 90s and the 2000s. Jay Cutler would dumbbell press and bench press like this. Ronnie Coleman would dumbbell press and bench press like this. They would incline like this. They'd shoulder press like this. Branch Warren, Johnny Jackson, Matt Kroc, like all of them, right? They curl in here. They press down in here. Marcus Rule. None of them used full range of motion. They all just stayed in the middle of the rep, or one movement will be here, one movement will be here, and the other movement will be here. They moved their range of motion depending on the lift they were doing that was more optimal for that lift to push the most amount of load to get the best amount of benefits. So that's what I'm doing. And it's working. I drank too much coffee. I'm hyped up, and when I get hyped up, I start talking shit. I'll tell you what my problem is. My problem is I don't have enough room in here for all the equipment I would want. I know it's like, dude, you got a lot of equipment, man. Like, what else could you want? Like, a lot, right? I want a Smith machine, an ISO incline press, a low ISO row, chest supported, a chest supported T-bar row. I want a reverse grip pull down machine. I want a lying ab bench that you can add weight to make it heavier. There's more than that. I'm drawing a blank actually. It's pretty. Oh, I want a side lateral machine. That'd be really cool to have a side lateral machine. A decline bench, a bench that actually goes decline, will be really cool. That way I could do decline Smith machine or decline dumbbell press. That'd be really neat. That'd be cool to have too. Recumbent bike, another treadmill. I'd like to have elliptical. That'd be also cool. More cardio equipment, more variety. I would keep the pec deck. I would keep this. I want to change these out for more expensive equipment because I really like the way these feel. I don't know, just there's a couple other things I would like to get. And honestly, if I could just add on 1/3 the size of the garage, I could pretty much get everything else that I really want for in here. All right, let's do some ego lifting. This is the top part of the lift. This is the lockout. This is the part that I push the lockout. Okay, we're gonna rest a little bit. I'm gonna put a seat belt on here eventually to kind of keep me down whenever I start getting too heavy and I start getting lifted off that seat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, we did the high volume on the dumbbell press, so this goes back to high intensity. Ego lifting. Don't ask what ego lifting can do for you, but ask what you could do for ego lifting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I also like to get some stringers eventually. 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I get one more. 8. Oh. 4. Oh man, okay. All right, let's do a drop. Of course, a drop. What do you think was going to happen? You thought that was going to be it? You thought you were going to simply just watch me do some rest pause and that was going to be the end of the set? No. Heck no. We got to make this worth doing. We got to push ourselves, man. We got to really take it to the limit because them muscles are stubborn, man. We got to force them to grow. Ooh. Ooh. 3, 4, 5. Ah, dang it. Man, I was so disappointed whenever I don't get it. And guess what? We're not done yet. It's another drop. What? Another drop set? But isn't that what they say not to do? To go past failure? Nah. Let's ego lift, man. Come on, let's have fun. Let's do something crazy. Let's make people look at us and doubt what we're doing and have something to say. Give them something to judge. People love judging others, so let's give them something to judge. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go one more. Let's go one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the lighter the weight, the shorter the rest. Woo! All right, that's gonna be it. That feels about right. I feel, man, these boxers keep riding up on me, man. They're aggravating me. But whatever the case is, that feels good. I actually feel like my chest is numb, and I think numb is a proper amount of stimulus you want to go to. Like I think once you hit numb, your body starts to realize that things are not going to become easier, and the body will stop praying for an easier life, and it'll start asking God to be a stronger muscle. I think that's the science behind it. When I bought this pec deck for the gym, I was like, you gotta keep in mind, like 15 years ago. I was like, this is it. This is going to be what changes the game for my home garage gym. This is what's going to get my pecs to be popping like no other pectoral popping pump has ever caused before. I used it religiously, and I loved it, and I still love it to this day. I just got away from using it. I don't know why I got away from using it for so long, but I gotta tell you, I'm back to using it. I used to use this thing all the freaking time, and I do believe the pec deck is an amazing chest movement. I'm not gonna say it's the best or better than anything else. I think the best workout piece of equipment for your chest is the one that you can go the furthest on without getting hurt and get the biggest pumps. That is fun for the time. And then once that one's no longer fun, you're not getting a pump, I think that it moves down the ranking, and then something else comes in and takes its place. I don't think it's ever forever the same thing. I think it moves and changes around. Oh, nope, 14, okay. And I superset these, right? This is one of those movements that I like to do like a double squeeze. And so I do the pec decker supersetted here with the low cable crossovers, because the pec deck is really good for hitting that center chest line, and then this is really good for hitting that outer and that inner pec line. And you can argue the science on the mechanisms. Just squeeze and see where you feel it, man. It's that simple. I have to watch my right side, because if not, it'll go way further behind me than the left, because I don't have the same resistance on that side because the tendon and the pec tore. So it naturally has more range of motion because of that. Normally when you have surgery, the scar tissue prevents a bigger range of motion, but I actually got a bigger range of motion whenever that tore and I had surgery. And I think the reason being is I started rehabbing it immediately within 10 days after surgery. I didn't wait the 6 weeks for scar tissue to build up and restrict my mobility. I started immediately. Okay, that's going to be it for chest. Let's go ahead and check this pump out. That was a really good workout. That's one good thing. I'm not really sweaty right now, so shirt comes off real easy. Either that or I'm losing weight, so it just comes up easier as I'm getting skinnier. Either way it goes. That's not too bad of a pump. That's not too bad. It looks all right. Yeah, that's, man, I wish both my pecs were the same, because this pec is looking nice and juicy. This one has that nice hard cut through it though, but whatever. Oh man, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I know y'all might be like, why are you doing thighs and abs? Dude, you're fat and gross. You don't have no abs. I know. Eventually I will. Then I can go back and compare this footage to that footage and feel a lot better about myself. Because at the end of the day, it's about anything to boost your ego. Looking like a tub of shit on this one. God, man, I just need to get rid of that, get rid of all this back here. All that jiggles must go. Oh man, that pose makes me look like a fat tub of shit. Or maybe it's not that that pose makes me look like a fat tub of shit. It might just be because I am a fat tub of shit. That's okay though, because I won't always be a fat tub of shit. I'll do a back shot just for funsies. Why not? I know it's not back night, but looks better. This, 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 this. Oh, I need a mirror so I can see my back. So I can know exactly what feel, where I put my elbows and the contraction I feel, and be like, boom, that's it right there. When I feel that, that's whenever I look my best or my thickest. Whenever I feel that right there, that's whenever it pops. And I can't do that. I'm just like shooting in the dark, trying to flex my back like that. And it's like, well, maybe if your back was bigger, thicker, more dense, more bulbous, more sexy, and less looking like a fat tub of shit, maybe that's the problem and not your flexing. But the flexing is a big issue, because if you don't know how to properly flex the muscle, especially in the back where there's so many muscles, just like the quad, trying to flex the top of the quad in here, right, like that, versus this, it's a completely different look. So if you don't flex the muscle right, it's a different look. So you could flex like this, and from the side, that's great. But from the front, that's trash. So you want to flex like this. So you get all of this that's lighting up, right? And you still got to engage that though too, right? So there's a difference in flexing like that, flexing like this. There's a difference. And knowing how to flex the difference between like pulling the hamstring up, you see how my hamstring tucks, right? See how it sucks up? This is not a good pose to pull the hamstring up. If you pull the hamstring up, it makes your hamstring look flat. So this one, you want to squeeze the knees together, get this out as far as you can, and then push this knee into that knee, and then tighten up from the knee to the hip. Bam, like that. See, like that. While keeping that looking nice and round, because if you pull this in, it's going to make your hamstring look flat and small. But then if you do it the wrong flex on here, then you're not going to flex your hamstrings right. And this one, you want to pull and squeeze. You pull up and you squeeze in. Up, in. Up, and in. It changes the way things look. Same thing for your back, but I can't see my back. I can see my legs, and I can move and touch and feel like, okay, there. There, it's flexing, it's flexing there. There, it's flexing. There, it's flexing. I can't touch my back and feel the muscle, then boom, there it is. But if I could get a mirror, I can see my mirror in the gym, my back in the gym, my back in the mirror, when I flex, I can try to feel the weight, boom, like there it is. There's the feel. So looking in the mirror is one thing, it teaches you how to flex. But knowing what the feel is, closing your eyes or stepping, like closing your eyes and then flexing and then looking and be like, okay, cool, can I get this any better? And then looking, you try to get it better. And if you can't, then if you can replicate that every single time, when you step on stage, you're going to get it just right. I know it's like, that's a lot of talk for such a fat piece of shit who's never competed before. I know, but I listen to all the pros. And posing is incredibly important. It can win you or lose you a show, actually. Even if someone looks better than you, but they don't know how to display it correctly, you can still win over them because of flexing. I've seen it in competitions, in amateur competitions. Guys step on stage like, oh my God, this dude wins the show. Then they start flexing, and it's just like, oh, hold on, wait a minute. What's going on here? This guy looks good, but there's nothing happens when he flexes. And then he doesn't even know how to do the posing. And then I think the worst pose that amateurs do at local shows is the side chest. And not because I don't like the side chest. I look terrible in the side chest. This pose right here, I look terrible in it. But these guys, when they pose, they do this, and it looks stupid as shit. It looks dumb. Their coaches tell them, you got to look big, and if you go down low and crunch yourself up, you're going to look bigger. No, you just look like a crinkled French fry. Like you look like a oily, crispy, crinkled French fry now. Stand up. If you look at all the pros and all the old school bodybuilders, they side chest postured. That's it. This. That. And then they squeeze into it, and then they lean. Or they tuck down like this, To engage and flex all this, that's what you're doing. You're flexing this. You're bending down, putting tension on the leg to feel the muscles engage. And then this right here is just you holding tension on that muscle while you get into position for your upper body. So it all looks great. I'm gonna go do my cardio now. Got the washing machine going. It's a little warmer in here than usual because of it. I know you would think like, well, why is that? Because the hot water, I guess the steam, I guess it a little bit more humidity, moisture, but it's cold outside and it is windy, and it's misting and drizzling, so it is miserable outside. I'm not trying to be that uncomfortable because I don't have nothing to prove to go walking around in the rain and being cold and miserable. Nope. No sir, not me. No way, no how, no reason to do that. And check the ego at the door for that one. Anyways, that was a good workout. Had a good time in the gym, felt great. Felt a lot better than last week. Last week's workout was trash. I felt like shit from the whole entire get-go because of eating the food that I ate, which the food was good for Thanksgiving, but man, it did not make me feel good when I worked out. It definitely affected my workout in a horrible way, but that's long behind me now, and I am just moving forward, and I am just, I guess, back on track. Not that I really fell off. I mean, it's a holiday, whatever. Take it for what it is. All right, end the video here. See you guys later. Have a wonderful night. See you all tomorrow.